Okay, so this is just a few reminders on how to use some of the tools we learned in class the other day. We're going to start by editing some of our images. So this little laser cat right here is the image that I'm going to start editing. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the background so that I can see it a little better and that you can see it a little better. So I want my cat to be facing the other direction. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually go to edit, transform, and flip. And that's something, if you find a picture and you want it to be facing the other way, that's something you can do. So now I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. Remember, control plus sign to zoom in. And I'm going to choose a tool to cut out with. Now, based on the tools we learned, the rectangular marquee and the elliptical marquee, those wouldn't be appropriate. Same thing with the magic wand. It'd be really hard to grab chunks of color. So I'm going to go ahead and rely on the either polygonal lasso tool or the magnetic lasso tool. So let's do the magnetic lasso tool, and I'm going to start just here at the tip of the tail, go slowly. Anywhere I feel like I might need to help the computer make a decision, I can click to add a point. But other than that, I'm just going to kind of go slowly around the edges. If the computer has difficulty, like I don't like that point that just made there, remember you can hit backspace on your keyboard, and then I'm going to go ahead and force a point on this little paw. So I'm just going to keep going around. You'll notice where it starts to go quicker, the areas that it's working, the tool's working better because there's more contrast. And then you'll see the areas where there starts to be some difficulty. So again, just give it one click to put down a point and then continue cutting out. And again, I didn't really like those last couple points, so I'm going to backspace and go back and force a few more points here to really get like that, the digits in the paw. All right. And then it's picking back up here. And I'm going to go all the way around, catching everything that I want until I get all the way back to the beginning, and I can go ahead and click to close. You'll notice I now have my selection marquee. Remember, the computer is going to do what you tell it to. So if I just backspace, it will delete the cat. So I either need to copy and paste. You can see that there is the cat, or I can go ahead and select inverse and then delete, and then it will get rid of the background. And there we have it. The one thing that we talked about was refining the edge of your cutouts if you're using something like the magnetic lasso or the polygonal lasso. So here's just quickly, we're going to grab the magic wand, click the negative space, select the inverse so that we now have the cat selected, and we can open, select, and mask. I can also find that here under select, and mask. And here we can do things like feather, shift the edge a little bit, just make that cutout a little bit smoother. It's just taking a moment to load. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and increase the smooth, increase the feather just a little bit. You shouldn't be making a ton of changes. If you are, you probably should redo your selection. So I think that looks about good. The key is it hasn't changed yet. Remember, we do need to copy and paste it. So you'll be able to see the difference. And one selection blends in a little bit better and one looks a little bit more photoshopped. So that one that looks a little bit more photoshopped, I can actually just go ahead and trash that. And here is my laser cat cut out with the lasso tool.